What's going on, guys? This is Mr. Expert Wrestling, of course, and today we're going to be talking about, me and Kyle are going to be talking about, the Shield, and in particular, each member. We're going to go through each member of the Shield. Well, of course, they're no more, but former members of the Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, what the future holds for each member, what spot they're going to be in from here on out, and before we continue, you can, of course, follow my guest, Kyle, on Twitter, at Kyle Smith, WWE. Alright, let's get started with the discussion. Alright, and the first member we're going to be talking about, and I'll let Kyle start, he'll give his analysis first, and then I'll go over to me. We're going to talk about Seth Rollins first, and what his future holds. So, Kyle, what do you think the future holds for him? What spot will he be in the near future?
Alright, Seth Rollins here, formerly known as Tyler Black in the Indies. I really like Seth Rollins. He's a high flyer, which really is a good thing to have in WWE, to be a high flyer. He's small. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's about 6 foot, 185 pounds, or probably a little bit more than that. But I really like Rollins. I feel like he has a good future in WWE. I feel like he's a very, very good potential main eventer. I really like to compare somebody like Seth Rollins to Jeff Hardy. If you look at Jeff Hardy and Seth Rollins, they both have those crazy hairdo, the long hair, kind of have the highlights in it. Both guys, they both have a very, very good high flying ability. Like I said with Rollins a couple minutes ago, and I really like Rollins as a wrestler. I feel like he has a very, very good potential. And my prediction for Seth Rollins is that what he's currently doing, I don't think he's going to stick as a heel in his whole career. I think that he plays a much better babyface, and the reason being is because high flyers are always very good faces. I feel like they're just a high flying gimmick just gives crowd excitement. Like Jeff Hardy was always a face in his I think Jeff Hardy was always a face in his career, and I think that's awesome. So that's why I feel like Seth Rollins, once all this authority stuff blows off and he becomes on his own, I think he's going to be a good face. And obviously, with him holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, he's going to be a future world champion, which I find awesome. Out of all three members of the Shield, would I pick Seth Rollins to be the first world champion? Hell no. I would pick both of them before that. My first pick would be Roman Reigns, but I'll get more into that later. My second pick would have been Dean Ambrose. I'll get more into that later as well. But for Seth Rollins to probably be the first champion out of this group is awesome. I like the future of Seth Rollins. I mean, I can get into more, and I can go on and on about how much I like Rollins. I feel like he's going to be a future of the company. But I don't know if he's going to be that John Cena kind of guy or like a Randy Orton kind of guy, but I feel like he's going to be a reliable mid-carder, plus a main eventer at times, kind of similar to Edge and Jeff Hardy. I really like to compare him to them two. He's a guy who can work really high flying, but he still has that good speed to him. He really has that good charisma, and he has strength to him as well. I think one of his finishers or signature moves, turnbuckle powerbomb. So that has a lot to do with his strength. And I'm going to move this over to you now, shift over to you. I want to see, do you agree with me? Do you believe Rollins is the future of the company, or at least a reliable main eventer? What do you think?
Well, I basically think that he could be a star. He definitely could be. And like you said with the high-flying things, that's the thing I was thinking while you're talking. I was thinking the same exact thing. Usually high flyers are really good baby faces, and because you don't really picture a high flyer being really an asshole towards anyone. Really, you just expect him to be the fan favorite, because I mean, high flyers are really entertaining and all that. But I do see him being a star. I do see him being a world champion. I do see that. But the thing with him, he has a really nice moveset. He really does. Like all the members of the Shield, with the exception of Reigns, all have some high-flying / non-high-flying things to their movesets, which make them kind of unique, and I like that about them. Seth Rollins could bounce around a little bit. He'll have definitely opportunities there. He could be I think he definitely could be a star. And when this authority thing goes over, he could go out on his own, like you said, and be a face again, which I think that he was a lot better at. And I think the Shield was a lot better at being... Well, I think that the Shield was a lot better at being heel, but it was kind of cool seeing them be face later on, but I do see him being a star, to answer your question just clearly, basically.
Alright.
Alright, up next, we're going to be talking about another former, obviously, member of the Shield, Dean Ambrose. Now we're going to move on to, let's see here, for his future, I definitely see, him being, sadly, I would have to say, I see him being a mid-carder for a long time. Like, really, I don't see him being a champion. I don't see him main eventing that much. He could be in, like, if it's like a big feud or something, like a Fatal 4-Way main event or something, he'll be in that as a main event. But I see him sadly being in a mid-card. I think he has lots of talent, definitely. But everybody likes to joke that talent usually gets buried in WWE. It happens, and I just really do see him being a mid-carder, which is unfortunate for him, because he really does have talent. And, do I see him being champion? That's tough to say. I don't really think so. Like a major champion. I see him competing for the United States Championship once again. I see him competing for the Intercontinental Championship once again in the future. But other than that, I don't see him being WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But that's basically what I see from Dean Ambrose in the future. And once again, it's unfortunate. I would love him being more up there, but I just see it. What's your take on this, Kyle?
Well, my first take is pushover or no. I like Daniel Bryan, or I like Dean Ambrose as a similar guy to somebody like Daniel Bryan, but like you said, I don't think WWE is going to push him immediately into the main event scene like how they did Seth Rollins. I think it's really unfortunate that you believe that Dean Ambrose is not going to be a top guy, but I really do think he's going to be. I think Dean Ambrose has the potential to be a top guy. He's very, very good on the mic. He knows how to cut a compelling promo, and I think that Dean Ambrose is an above-average wrestler as well. But is he somebody like Seth Rollins? I think out of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins has better in-ring ability, but when it comes to microphone, promos, interviews, all that cool stuff, I have to give that to Dean Ambrose, and that's what I think is going to make his career. I mean, if you look at the mid-card, if he would hold a mid-card title, he would not get as much of an opportunity to cut the promos. I mean, it's so clear that mid-carders don't get to do much storyline-wise anymore. So I think that would hurt Ambrose in the long run. So what do you have to do with him? Either give him a good non-title feud, like what's going on with him and Seth Rollins, or give him a championship. But I do agree with you. I don't think he's going to go right into the championship scene. I think that maybe he should continue to feud with the Authority for a little bit, but overall I think he's going to be a future main eventer, just like Seth Rollins. I think that he's a future WWE champion, and I don't know. He is one of my potential picks to win the Royal Rumble. I think that maybe he could main event WrestleMania in the future. I don't know how soon. He's so young. I don't even think he's like 30 yet, so he has such a much of a career to go. And I want to ask you one question that you did not say in your thing about Ambrose. Do you think he's going to be a heel or a face? I'm going to go. I think that Ambrose is a better heel, just because he's that like nasty, ruthless guy. But right now he's playing a face, and he is a good face. He can connect with the crowd while talking. But I'm going to go with him being mostly a heel in his career. What are your thoughts on Dean Ambrose, heel or face?
Well, I think he's doing a pretty good job of being a face at the moment. And of course, like I said before, the Shield was way better in my opinion as heels. But Dean Ambrose being a face is definitely, he's doing a good job at it. But I think that he would be better as a heel because, yeah, like you said, he has that nasty, like really tough guy gimmick. But at the same time, you have to think back. Stone Cold Steve Austin had that almost same thing with him being all badass and being a tough guy who ended up being a face, which was kind of by accident. But at the same time, nevertheless, I do see him being a heel throughout most of his career. I see, and he's way better as a heel. I see him way better there. Alright, next we're going to be talking about Roman Reigns as part of our Shield video here, and I'll let Kyle have an open mic here. What are your thoughts on his future?
Alright, up next, Roman Reigns, who was the powerhouse of the Shield. He's obviously the biggest member when it comes to size and strength and all that. He's about 275 pounds. That's 6'3", I would say. Roman Reigns, I like Roman Reigns. I do. I feel like he has charisma. He's very, very popular already in his career. But the only thing that really kind of makes me like not want to say that he's going to have a great future is because I really don't know much about Roman Reigns. I know a lot about Seth Rollins, a lot about Dean Ambrose. They both had phenomenal indie careers. And then I kind of see this guy, Roman Reigns. I'm like, okay, he's The Rock's cousin. He's related to The Rock and the Usos and whatever. All right. What else does he have? I've never really seen him before WWE put on a one-on-one match or nothing like that. And I think that's going to hurt him because I feel like he's not a very, very good singles competitor. And I think that he really relied on the Shield a lot. I think he's a phenomenal competitor, though. He really is. He has good speed. He has power and all that. And I just don't know if he's going to be able to carry a 25-minute match like guys like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose can, because both of them guys can. I just feel like Roman Reigns is not a good enough wrestler to be able to carry the company. But I do like him as a, he talks good on the mic, and I, no doubt about it, in my mind, feel like he can be a good heel or a good babyface. Why? His look. He looks like a real angry dude. He can be a great heel. We've seen that in the Shield. He's quiet, but he leaves all of his actions in the ring. Because, I mean, he can destroy people. But the thing is, I don't know if he's going to be able to put on a really, really good match, really, really long match. I think that he can be a very, very good heel, good face. I just don't know about his in-ring ability. But with all that put aside, my future prediction for Roman Reigns is that he's another future world heavyweight champion for these guys, for WWE. And I'll tell you why. Because simply he has what WWE likes. He's built the way WWE likes. He's like The Rock. He's like Triple H. He has that. He has the body of a champion. He's what WWE is looking for, and that's why I, no doubt about it, believe he will be a future champion. Despite I'm a little bit questionable about his in-ring skill, he has decent promo skills for a guy who's not supposed to be good at promos because of like who he is. But I think he is a very, very good at promos with what he says. Like, even though he doesn't cut long promos or nothing like that, I still think that will do good on that in his future. I do believe Roman Reigns is the future of the company, though. He does have a great future. I'm just really concerned about if he's going to be able to carry a long match. I mean, are you concerned about that, or do you feel like Roman Reigns is a good wrestler? What are your thoughts overall on the third member of the Shield, Roman Reigns?
Well, I basically think what you think, what you were saying, and the fact that he was the powerhouse of the Shield, and they really are building him up to be a future main eventer. And well, at the time of this video being taken, he is a main eventer, basically. But he definitely does have talent, and I've never really seen him do a one-on-one match, as far as I remember. Not really.
Yeah.
No. At this point, no. If you're watching this video in the future. But anyway, I think that he may be... We haven't really seen, like I said before, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but excuse me there. Yeah, we haven't seen him in a singles competition match or anything. I do think that they are building up... We've never really seen him do a long promo, like you said. He doesn't really speak that much, but when he does, I mean, he gets some nice pops from the crowd. The crowd loves him. I think, and with the heel-face situation, I do see him being a face throughout his career. Maybe not, like, completely throughout, but mostly, at least. I think that the crowds love him so much.
He's over.
Yep, definitely. And I think that he is the future of the company. I think he can work some nice feuds with people like Seth Rollins, like Triple H. I think that he really can. He has it in his blood with The Rock, like you said. And like you said before, of course, WWE likes those type of people, and he definitely has shown in the Shield that he has talent, but we've never really seen him do a singles match, and I think that, I mean, we definitely will, and he is the future of the company. He will be a world champion. definitely multiple times in his career, and some people might say that he's overrated, and that like people like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are way better and are being held back a little bit. But I think that it is the right move to make him kind of lean towards being a top star. Basically, because, I mean, he has what WWE likes to see, and I think that he definitely brings a lot to the table when it comes to being talented and being able to do some matches in the future.
Yeah, and WWE really pushed him early in his career. I mean, I believe it was at Survivor Series last year, he eliminated like 4 or 5 people, and plus in the Royal Rumble, he eliminated 12 people in the Royal Rumble match. So WWE's like, wow, let's make this guy really above the top. You know, they broke the Royal Rumble streak of eliminating the most guys. He was in the final 2, and that's when the Shield wasn't even as big yet. I mean, it was earlier this year, but I just don't feel like the Shield were like top main eventers. They haven't faced Evolution yet. So I feel like they believe in Roman Reigns, like as Roman Reigns' catchphrase is right now. Believe that, believe in Roman Reigns, and I think WWE does believe in Roman Reigns right now. And I really don't like. I mean, I don't know. I like Roman Reigns, but I just feel like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins deserve more than him. But in WWE's mind, they like Roman Reigns more, and that pretty much says Roman's gonna have the bigger career. So there you have it.
Alright, it is now time for final thoughts when it comes to the Shield. Do you have any final thoughts, Kyle?
Alright, so we were talking about all 3 members of the Shield, what we think about them as future competitors. Obviously, we both do agree on Ambrose. I believe Ambrose is going to be more of a top star. You believe he's going to stick in the mid-card for a little bit. And for Rollins, we both agree that he's going to be a champion, obviously, with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then we talked about Reigns in WWE's eyes is a top guy. But I was thinking about something else, about the Shield, the group. I was going to just ask you real quick. In my opinion, I believe that the Shield worked great as a group. I mean, they were around for so long, it felt like, from November 2012 at Survivor Series all the way up to a little bit the night after Payback, I believe. So I believe that they should one day maybe get just a one-night reunion or something, just do a kick-ass 6-man tag match, you know, do a awesome triple powerbomb on somebody, throw a table or something. Let's do like an intense, sick moment. I don't know about them staying together for a very, very long period of time with all 3 of their potential single careers skyrocketing, but I do believe a one-night reunion could be possible. I mean, what are your thoughts on potentially the Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose getting in and being a 6-man tag just again?
Well, I basically see them getting back together very soon. Not very soon, but in a couple of years' time. And like you said, they lasted a long time. They really did work as heels. They worked as faces. Either way, people saw their talent. And I don't know about the one-night reunion thing. I see them coming back similar to, and I know people over there have said, I see them coming back like every couple years, like DX did through their time. I see that. I see short little things together, where they're all, maybe there's a storyline where all of them are like pissed at the same people, basically.
Oh, sure.
What was that?
I said, yeah, you're right. I think that would be a good idea going.
Yeah. They're all pissed at the same people, and suddenly they decide to reunite, all of a sudden go nuts, just like DX did, actually, with Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, all that. They were just them, so they decided to reunite. I do see that definitely happening, not very soon. I see it happening probably either late...
2 weeks.
What? No. Either late 2015 or somewhere early 2016. Hopefully they're all still members of WWE, because they should be. Probably late 2015, somewhere maybe through early 2016. They should definitely. It'll be a nice storyline to get them back together. But I see it happening.
Yeah, and I have one more question here. Is the Shield is Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns not tag team partners anymore? Because I really don't even remember them guys breaking up. So what's going on with that whole situation? Like, Seth Rollins turned on the Shield. Ambrose and Reigns really haven't spoken, or I mean, I think Reigns has saved Ambrose or whatever. But like, what's really going on in that situation?
Well, as far as I see, yeah, like you said, they didn't really have a nice splitting kind of moment or anything. They just suddenly weren't doing in-ring promos anymore. I mean, they do every now and then now, but as far as them being like a tag team or something, or just group, whatever, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, I think at this point, they're obviously both on the same page when it comes to being mad at Seth Rollins. But there's no real spot for them to be competing in like a tag team or anything. They obviously could go up against Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. That would be okay, but I don't see it being that good without Seth Rollins and, of course, Bray Wyatt being the third man over there. But I just don't see them being a tag team right now. I think that they're not. I think that they just basically aren't a team anymore. Plain and simple.
Yeah, because Dean Ambrose doesn't wear the black Shield gear anymore. He's been wearing kind of like street gear. I think Roman Reigns does still wear like similar Shield gear, and he still has the Shield theme, but it dropped the Shield in the beginning of it. But like, I don't think they're an actual tag team, but like you said, they are still allies. But I don't know how long that's going to last for. Maybe they'll stay allies. I don't know, because they both are face. But really, Roman Reigns has kind of shifted his momentum, his thoughts off of Seth Rollins, dealing more with Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, all that. Because since Reigns is the megastar, and while Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose kind of did their thing, I think that Dean Ambrose was a bit more like upset or whatever about the Rollins turn than Reigns was in this situation. I think he kind of wanted to focus more on Triple H, because he's the one that caused it all, and while Ambrose is mad about why Rollins accepted it. So, like you said, it's pretty clear that the Shield is no longer around. I think they were better as a six-man tag anyway. They're really not a tag team. They're more like a stable. So, Shield's done, but like we were talking about, definitely not counting out a potential reunion in the future.
Yeah, like you said, that pretty much sums it up. And Roman Reigns, like you said, keeping the theme. He's the only one basically dressing like it. I mean, Seth Rollins is wearing all black still, but he's wearing that like weird kind of shiny stuff.
Tank top or something.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose is now pretty much dressed like Luke Harper, except thinner.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He's kind of wearing the jeans with the tank top. Yeah.
All I need is some grease, sweat stains, and all that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose aren't together, really. I mean, they're on the same page, but
allies,
they're allies, but they have each other's backs, but they're not gonna compete together, unless if like the Authority makes up a match or something. But they're not gonna compete together on a regular basis, at least. Maybe every now and then, but and if one of them turns heel, maybe they'll have a thing going where they're both against each other, and then all three members of the Shield are against each other and stuff like that. Who knows? There's a whole world of possibilities there when it comes to that.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess that's gonna wrap up our final thoughts. So there you have it.
Alright, guys, and that wraps up the video. Please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more videos just like this where we're discussing, or arguing in some cases, many different topics. Of course, you can follow us here at Almost Expert Wrestling on Twitter, at Almost Wrestling. And the links for that is in the description, of course. And you can find us, our website, here at Almost Expert Wrestling, at almostexpertwrestling.weebly.com. And Kyle has a Twitter, and tell them all about that.
Alright guys, once again, kind of like he said, appreciate everybody watching, like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and do not forget to follow me at Kyle Smith WWE. I do Raw updates, SmackDown updates, pay-per-view updates, all that cool stuff on my Twitter account, so don't forget to follow me once again at Kyle Smith WWE. Back to you, Joe.
Alright, and links for everything that we mentioned are in the description. Thanks for watching, and see you later.